As the CMO of Campbell's, do you take time to look at other CPG brands or other brands that are direct to consumer or otherwise? Do you kind of look and pay attention to your right and your left and notice things? Do you take time to study some of the other folks out there? I know there's so much happening in your world. What's your perspective on other brands and seeing what they do to make generations aware of them or make people double take? How much time do you spend there?
I would say I spend it through the lens of being a consumer myself. So rather than a practitioner view of the industry, I generally, and I say generally, but I'd say 80% of what I see is truly as a consumer and living my life. That isn't just me coming across a piece of advertising. It's also the people in my life who say to me, I notice what people respond to, what they want to talk about. So I think that's always, I say to everyone, is that being in CPG is amazing because guess what? We are all consumers. And because of that, every minute you should be thinking about it and soaking it in like a sponge. And when I go to the grocery store, I watch like just the observational research, free observational research that occurs in a store is amazing because you're watching people in their element consider, choose, walk away, what grabs their attention, what doesn't. So a lot in just living my life. I feel like there's so much input as well as the reality. The reality is fragmentation and almost too much stimulus. What do my own media behaviors look like? My media consumption, using kind of an industry term. Not human speak, but where do I spend my time? How do I get my news? How do I see advertising? How do I learn about new brands? What really pops? And that was actually a genesis for, we now have a meal culture engine that the genesis was when you think about recipes are so important to our business. Where are you learning new recipes? And I said to the team I think for me, it's through my Apple News feed. So how do I get into the feed? So I think just dissecting your own media consumption is a litmus test of how little you see, but also how much you do see and how do you leverage that as insight into what we do. The other 20%, I would say, is I do love curation. So the curation of, I'm a headline, so kind of a feed person, but into my inbox. I think there's so much great curated emails that come through. It's a great way. I have a couple of go-tos that I look at, and it's just a nice way to get a sense of what's happening in the industry. But it's always a little cautious because it's a little industry speak and industry attention to things may not actually be what consumers are responding to.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This segment is brought to you by Salesforce. Salesforce brings marketing and engagement together. If you want to learn more, head over to salesforce.com/marketing. And please subscribe to this channel for more marketing insights from the world's best marketing leaders across the Fortune 500 and beyond.